or soon be devoured.
Taken you shall be. Don't say its name, it's just a great maw. Fear it the same, will die in its jaw. Taken you shall be.
And we are live. Good morning, good evening, good day to everyone who is watching now. Thank you so much for watching. I know that timing could be different across the globe, but we are really, really thankful that you found the time to join us today for the stream. So today, as you see my background, we are playing and testing the Kraken. And today I have a very special guest, Jeremy, to talk about the Kraken today. Hi, Jeremy.
Hey, hello everyone. Good morning, good evening. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, so it's a first time for Jeremy, so let's welcome him very nicely. He's gonna give us some details about the Kraken. And also, I think for the first time ever, we're gonna actually play the Kraken during the stream before it is released. So it's a preview build. And Neo is gonna help us today. Hi, Neo.
Hello everyone.
How are you doing? Are you excited?
Super excited.
Ready to face the beast?
I'm nervous.
Don't be. Chat loved you last time, so I think everything should be okay. And today we're also joined by keepers to help us beat the Kraken, basically. Today, so shout out to them as well, and let us know where you guys are watching us from. If everything is working perfectly, the sound and everything, the drops, and if everything is okay, we'll dive right into it. I see the chat is very excited, and I wonder at how many viewers we are currently. Let me quickly check. 700, and the stream just started, so it's awesome. So a lot of people are excited to see the Kraken. All right, I think everything is working good in the chat. Cool. So I think we can just to start it off. Before we launch the Kraken gameplay, Jeremy, to start it off, could you please just give us a general introduction as what is the Kraken in Season 4?
Sure. So with you to Season 4, we're bringing a brand new sea monster challenge to the Indian Ocean. This time it's going to be one of the most feared legends that every pirate has always feared. It's going to be the Kraken. It's going to be the most challenging sea monster encountered to date, the largest one to date, and it's going to be a really difficult experience for anyone looking to take it on. So this Kraken challenge is going to be a multi-phase world event built to overwhelm even the most experienced players, and it's going to require a good loadout, a good team, skilled players, captains sailing together in order to take it down.
Yep. And what makes the Kraken different from all the previous monsters encountered in Skull and Bones?
Right. So we've designed quite a few sea monsters. This time this Kraken was built with a few core pillars in mind. We want it to be omnipotent. We want it to really dominate the arena. We've had sea monsters before that somewhat tend to focus on just a single player. At times, sometimes they have AoE attacks that threaten multiple players. The Kraken's going to be different. Everyone's going to be in constant danger. Everyone's going to be a threat. The Kraken's not just going to be focused on one player and leave the rest of it to snipe at it from far if Guru does, but instead it's going to have tentacles, it's going to have ink shooters. Everyone's going to have to pay attention and be careful. If not, you'll be very easily to get overwhelmed. So overwhelming is our second core pillar that we use to build the Kraken. We want it to feel threatening. We want it to feel that sense of scale, which I think you're going to see shortly when Neo starts playing. And we really want it to be ominous to bring a feeling of dread. We really want to capture sort of similar to the first time we saw the shadow beast emerge from the waters, except this time it's going to be much larger, much more threatening, and hopefully a lot more scary.
Yep, and as we see, we just launched the Kraken. The beast will rise in 40 seconds, so I think the chat is excited to see it rise. All right, so I think we've also got some questions. We've pre-collected some questions before the stream. So people are because we're positioning this as the most challenging threat ever encountered in Skull and Bones, right? So the people are asking, how much health does Kraken have compared to Megafort Woven Hole?
Right, so compared to Meganfort, Woven Hole is going to be a bit tricky due to some of the differences in how the mechanics work. Just in terms of pure numbers, the Kraken's going to have about 3 million-ish hit points. So that puts it around double what one of the Stronghold bosses has. So one of our Kingpin Stronghold bosses, for example, La Peste in Indian Ocean is going to have about 1.6 billion hit points. So it's about double that. The Megafort actually mathematically has more. But in the Mega Forward fight, you're going to have certain mechanics like destroying the towers, destroying the weak points. That's actually going to take out percentage of its maximum health. So the numbers don't really tell the true story there. With the Kraken, it's going to be quite different. It's going to have multiple parts of its body you're going to be able to attack. Some parts of its body is going to have much greater damage resistance. So I believe you can see the Kraken now on screen, intimidating with all of its tentacles, its large bulbous head. You can also see its weak points. So this is something different to the Megafort, where these weak points are going to be, they don't just come on at certain parts of the fight, but there are going to be weak points you can aim it throughout the fights for the players who either expect into weak points or are accurate with like their long guns, ballistas, and so forth. Yep. So we hope to give more opportunity for these builds to shine and not just wait for that weak point to appear. There's also some unique weak points that only come out in later phases of the fight. I'll point them out as we get there. Yeah, but you can see right now, the main body of the Kraken is heavily armored. You can see with spikes. It's going to take very little damage. So even though it's a huge target, you can't just pepper at it without any thought. Yeah, and you can see that the giant tentacles are really doing a number on you.
Yeah, and I see the chat reaction there. Like people didn't expect it's going to be this huge. Yeah, so
so the Kraken's actually our largest. It's definitely our largest sea monster to date. I think it's around 300 meters in radius, so something like 500 meters is the length of its main body, so like the main head. But the tentacles go much further. So this is one of the aspects that we were talking about, where you can't just sit on the edge of the arena, snipe away with your Garuda and your ballistas. It's gonna send those tentacles after you. You're gonna have to keep watch on, keep moving. And as you can see, there's like 8 tentacles they can visually see. Maybe more, some more secrets hiding under the water, so you have to pay attention to that.
Yep. And it's going to be in phases, right, the fight, and then we're going to dive deeper into that. But for now, I want to go through some more general questions that we've been asked from the players. I know that during the last stream, Alexi challenged players for the solo fight. And after that, we've got a question. Is it possible to make it solo fight? So do you have an answer for that today?
Right, so unfortunately, although Alexi has challenged you guys to take it on solo, the Kraken will not be a solo bow activity at the start of Year 2, at least when we launch it in Year 2 Season 4. It is going to be a call to arms activity, so you are going to have to matchmake with other players. However, at least for this fight, we've actually reduced the minimum requirement to 3 players, so you can matchmake and actually start the activity with a full group. You don't actually need to wait for example, for Megafort, it was 6 other players to join. Yeah, so even with just 2 other friends, you're able to start the battle, take on the Kraken by yourself, and hopefully you get some reinforcements from other players looking to take down the beast, because I'm sure you're going to need it.
Yep, the teamwork is the most important here for the Kraken fight. And also, there was another question. So we see, I think the players are seeing for the first time, right, the live Kraken fight. So the question was that I saw, why did you choose the octopus as the Kraken model and not anything else?
Right, so we actually used, where we were mostly inspired by, the most pop culture references, the iconic images of the Kraken, this octopus, cephalopod-looking creature. So we didn't really want to deviate too much from that. I know there are other depictions of like what a Kraken could be in mythology and all of that kind of thing. However, we really wanted to just capture like what is the most straightforward pirate fantasy, and it lines up with what we wanted to do with the gameplay as well. Because we wanted a creature who could threaten multiple players, send its attacks to even players as they are spread out throughout the arena. And I think this cephalopod design with the multiple arms really just helped support our gameplay there. And I think the visual of just having these tentacles coming up, these arms slapping away at the players, is something unique that we really wanted to bring. Unlike our other sea monsters, which they're generally one body, move around and use their body to attack you. Now there's all these limbs for this multi-arm creature to come and harass you with.
Yeah.
So we can see during a couple of its attacks, we've actually gone into another phase already. So at the start of the fight, you could see that the Kraken was positioned at the edge of the arena, mainly just using its tentacles to do the slap attacks. Now it's actually submerged its main head, and it's now using the tentacles in different ways. It's still got the slap attack, but now there are these spike attacks that are actually going to come up from below as well. So you don't just have to worry about the threats from above. You now need to watch the water surface to make sure you don't get speared by these tentacles coming from the bottom.
Yeah. Chad, I want to ask you, how so far, what is your first impression of the Kraken? Because I think like when first we've launched the fight, it was a lot of excitement. And now after you see a bit, what's your first impression of it? Looks great. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I think after we've kind of like gave a general introduction to the Kraken, the next question would be, what is our intention behind the player experience? Because we said that the solo fight is not possible as a teamwork. So what other intentions we've had while developing this Kraken?
Right, so we really wanted team play to really shine here. It's a giant beastie. It's not something that a solo player should be able to take on by itself. So there's a few things that we were looking at. One is variety of attacks. So definitely you see the new tentacle attacks. One thing that we can actually see that Neo is actually trying to take out at the moment is actually the ink shooters that the Kraken has. So these are like the bulbs on its heads, which is kind of a more unique thing that we've added to the design. The Kraken's able to use these ink shooters to lob ink at players who are at the edges of the arena, at least behind these like small poison clouds as well that you're going to have to avoid. So it's both long range too, as well as area denial and hazard. So these poison shots are not going to be as strong as say Lepest's poison. He's still the Plague King. He's still going to delete your health bar if you stay in this poison. For this natural beastie, he's going to use it more of a zoning tool and to harass the players that are trying to stay safe at the edges of the arena. These ink shooters also serve as as a primary weak point, so it's something that you can aim for when the Kraken is in phases where at least it's revealing its hit. But it's one other thing we really wanted to do also was, in this case, we talked about threatening all the players, right? So obviously, having a healer in the build is going to be a lot more important than perhaps some of the other fights. Everyone's going to be taking damage. It's not just going to be like one frigate who's taunting the main elite warship or something. Who's the main target of healing. In this case, everyone's in danger of being smacked with a tentacle. So playing with a healer build with either, maybe not even just using Little Grace, because I'm not sure grouping up is a good idea with all these large tentacles around, but using healing bombards, using maybe bring back the old white jades to heal all your friends would actually be a pretty good idea.
And we see Neo died.
Yeah, he made it pretty far.
What was the phase that you got into Neo just now? Was it like, I think 4 to 5?
Too intense. I'm barely surviving. I'm just trying to maneuver my way.
I mean, it's supposed to be very hard to beat, so... Yeah, I want to give a special shout out to the keepers that joined us today for this stream. Thank you so much that you stayed and joined. So it's Lily White, it's Mother Flame, it's T, and it's Storm Firebird. So thank you so much. Shout out to them. We're really, really thankful that we were able to launch, because otherwise we had a plan B to use an internal build and have a solo fight with some debug things. But I think seeing the team fight is way more exciting. So let's give a shout out to our keepers in the chat.
Very big thanks to all of them.
Yeah. So super thankful. Okay, so I think while we're talking about the player experience and that we're seeing right now, the players were asking, so the Kraken is so like powerful, right? So will it be able to do enough damage to even like sink frigate?
So it definitely will be able to. There's certain mechanics in the fight where a large ship is going to benefit from. There's going to be whirlpools that the Kraken can summon using its tentacles, and a large ship, due to its size and its weight, is going to be able to withstand these whirlpools a little bit stronger, a little bit easier. However, small and medium ships are not completely helpless, so this is one of the tentacle attacks that we see now. The small and medium ships can still disable the whirlpools by taking out the tentacle in the middle. Large ships are going to be less affected by the pool, so they have a bit more window to react. Yeah, and large ships are going to bring its own perks as well, right? The frigate's going to be a little bit more tanky. It's going to have access to like 6 top deck torpedoes, and torpedoes actually are a pretty good weapon to use in this fight, because there's a lot of attention you're going to have to spend on dodging attacks, maneuvering. So having one of the unison weapons similar to Dardanelle guns is actually a good thing, because it gives you more window to, you aim in a direction, you fire one set of torpedoes. With the size of the tentacles, it's not hard to hit them with torpedoes. Yeah, and then you can spend more time bracing, focusing on other parts of the fight. I will also mention that, of course, in the new ship, the new large ship, the Corvette, is gonna perform or really stand out in this fight as well due to its perk. So the new large ship, the Corvette, has still a lot of gun ports. It has less HP than the frigate, but it's also a lot more maneuverable. So that makes it a bit more well suited to this fight, where maneuverability, being able to dodge, weave in between attacks is very important.
Yep. So we're seeing how hard it is to beat the Kraken at the moment, right? The question that we had, so it's, I think in Season 2 we've launched the Megafort Woven Hull, right? So it was also supposed to be very like a big thing. And then now the question is, will we have to grind to Kraken 30 times to upgrade the Corvette like it happened with the Woven Hull?
So, with the introduction of the Kraken, we are not introducing a new craftable material. The Corvette is not going to require Kraken hide or something that you're going to have to grind 30 times for. So you can still, if you already have some material stockpiled, you can use these materials to upgrade, to build and upgrade the Corvette without having to bring in maybe a different ship or under-leveled Corvette in to fight the Kraken. Instead, the main chase item for the Kraken is actually going to be a unique Kraken Slayer cosmetic set. So this will drop from the chest. There'll be a chance of gaining each piece. It's a ship vanity set that will be able to be unlocked. And oh, well, we saw someone doing some sick 360s off in the distance. Not sure what's up with that. Yeah, so it's also going to be a good source of course, all your endgame materials, Ascension modules, Masterwork kits. But we're not going to be locking, for example, the new toy that you have this season behind this endgame challenge, which you need to beat first before you can start playing with the new ship.
Yep. And we've also already mentioned that this is going to be locked behind the call to arms, right? But then there was a question that please make the Kraken spawn randomly, make it real. I want to sail in the sea and he attacks suddenly. So why? Oh, what's our intention behind locking it?
Right, so it's that. So I would say that's something that we will keep in mind. Right now, the first introduction to Kraken, we really want it to be this powerful thing which you matchmake to take on with really a group of players. We can consider maybe adding smaller versions that can be chance encounters, so to spice up your everyday exploration in the normal Indian Ocean. But at least right now for the main challenge, we don't want to detract from like this big thing which you see for the first time. But the idea of like taking maybe a smaller version of the Kraken, I don't know what Kraken babies are called. Krakenlets sounds wrong to me. But then having disappear in the Indian Ocean, I would say that's not entirely off our radar.
Yeah, I see people are excited about the baby Krakens.
Kraken spawnlings. Spawnling sounds great. I think that word fits.
Okay, but I think it's any new feature in the game, once it's launched, we really pay attention to all the feedback that we have, and then we iterate on this, we refine the future. So it's going to be the same as well for the Kraken. Once you try it, once you get your own hands on it, try to play it, try to give us as much feedback as you can, so the experience just gets better with the time. Okay. So now I think we can move into the new section where we talk about more phases of the fight, where we talk about more about anatomy of the Kraken, about the weak points. So if you can just give a general introduction about the weak points in general.
Okay, sure. So I think we saw quite a few aspects of the Kraken already in the fight earlier. So the Kraken has the main body, and on top of its main body, it's got these ink shooters, which uses to do its long-range attack. These ink shooters will regenerate over time, so they are basically a source of constant weak point damage if you build spec towards it. It's a good area to aim if you have long-range accurate weapons to deal damage. Yeah, and you can also disable these ink shooters for a period of time to keep the other teammates safe. Yeah. In addition to that, it's got different kinds of tentacles. So we saw... I know it's a bit of a messy fight, so it's maybe a bit hard to catch it earlier. It's got 8 main tentacles. These are the ones that are going to spread out through the arena and do the slapping attack, and going to be the main threat that you're going to be seeing most of the time. In addition to that, however, it has also 2 mega tentacles, which is really going to use to beat the shit out of you if you come too close to the Kraken. So we know with such a huge boss fight, there's going to be the tendency of like, oh, maybe I can just like sidle up next to it, and it's like, not going to be able to touch me. It's got 2 ink shooters that's pointing just directly at the bottom to cover its sides, and if you get too close to its front, it's going to whack you with the mega tentacles, and that is really going to be strong enough to even take out a frigate. So while you can do certain strafing runs, these tentacles do move around, so there are windows of opportunity for you to like sidle in if you really want to use something close range like a demi cannon, but you're going to have to be very careful with your timing.
Yeah, and I see Heinz joined the fight, because I don't think I saw him before. So actually, I think for the first time ever, it's actually big thanks to the keepers, to the team here, the prod team, Alexi as well. So what we did this time is we've sent the preview build to the keepers to try it on before the launch of the game. So this is a soft launch of this kind of initiation, and then we gonna see how it goes. So it's like a chance to have some exclusive preview. So if you wanna, it's gonna be a little bit of promotion of the our Insider program. So if you wanna be able to do that in the future, please feel free to join our Insider program, apply to that, and maybe in the future you can also get your hands on the preview build. And if anyone else there in the chat who has the preview build, feel free to join the fight at the moment.
Could always use my backup. So
Yep.
I see a few questions which maybe I'll answer. So I saw a few comments talking about the time limit, which seems a bit short. So this was something we deliberately wanted to tackle compared to the Megafort fight. So we heard feedback like, the Megafort was very grindy. You needed to do it a lot of times. And although experience could be interesting, having that experience stretch out for like 20 minutes and having to repeat that it basically gets quite tedious and really eats up a lot of time. So for the Kraken, we wanted to increase the intensity, shorten the duration. So even though you might have to grind it a few times to complete, to get your materials, to complete the vanity set, we wanted to make sure it didn't take up too much time. So that's why you can see that we've actually shortened the timer down to 10 minutes. And although it is going to be a challenge, it is definitely doable. Yeah.
Yep.
There's certain things you're gonna have to do with adjusting your builds, figuring out how to spend less time avoiding or disabling the tentacles. So there's one thing about tentacles actually, which is that if you actually deal enough damage to them in a short burst of time, you can actually stagger their attack. When this happens, you actually see a big red number pop up, and that's when you know you've actually staggered the tentacle. And that's how you can one of the ways you can actually use to do big damage to the Kraken, even if you're not aiming at its main body.
And actually,
I also saw another comment about the ship rank. So we are actually also adding a higher ship rank requirement to make sure that we don't have too many low-level players who are maybe not really kitted out for this fight, just coming in and basically trying their luck. So it is going to be a minimum requirement of ship rank 16 to matchmake for this activity. Yeah, so that hopefully should filter out players who are just, possibly just entered World Tier 2 and maybe not really ready to take on the new endgame challenge of the season yet. Yeah.
Yep. And I think it's a good time for us to move to the next section where we'll have a phase overview. So I think if you can generally walk us through the phases and meanwhile, we'll kind of like describe what's happening on the screen.
Yep, sure. So actually we are in, right now you can see, we started off with the first phase. The Kraken's at the edge of the arena. As you sail towards it, you encounter the tentacles for the first time. After dealing enough damage to it, I think it's around 85% health, it's when it transitions to the second phase, which is in now, where it moves to the center of the arena. Now it's a lot easier to shoot its ink shooters. It starts using the ink shooters a bit more frequently. It also introduced these new spike attacks. We can see it's when the tentacles come vertically up. So now there's an additional threat you need to look out for. Yeah. Afterwards, it's going to go into its third phase, which probably should be happening shortly, once sufficient damage is dealt. In the third phase is when the Kraken's going to re-submerge. It's going to hide itself, recover a bit of its wounds, and this is a window where the key focus is really on survival. The Kraken's going to be making use of all of its attacks. It's going to create the whirlpools, it's going to create the spikes. It's still going to be hitting with the slapping tentacles, and that's where basically it's sort of a window as well for everyone to regroup, but also to stay on your toes. Yeah, so that's not so much a damage window. It's going to be hiding its main body, and you're not going to be able to get to the ink shooter or the eyes. So I think that's what we're transitioning to right now. After the third phase, the Kraken's going to reappear again, and this is when the new weak point actually gets revealed. These are going to be its eyes. So its eyes are actually visible all throughout the fight. However, only in the fourth phase, when it reappears after its second submerge, and the eyes start glowing, that's when the eyes become a major weak point, and that's where you can deal really massive damage. However, it's also not going to be that easy. The Kraken still has its mega tentacles which are moving in front of it, which are going to be blocking it sometimes. You're going to have to maneuver, but for the skilled players who are able to weave in between those windows and snipe at it with either long guns, ballistas, you're going to be able to do significant damage to the beast.
Yep. And I think just now you mentioned the eyes, and we saw the question before, and now I see it in the chat. Do the eyes blink? That was the question.
So I already learned this recently. So the cephalopods do not actually have proper eyelids. They have a protective cover. So no, the Kraken's not actually going to blink. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So now we're at which phase? I think.
Right. So we've passed the Oh, actually, no. We should still be in the second
I
phase.
see the eyes now. Yeah. No. Neo, how are you doing over there?
I'm miserable.
How many times you played the Kraken though?
This is only a second time. Actually,
second
I
time.
would say it's probably the closest.
That's pretty good performance already for just the second time.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So Neo is our senior lead artist. So, but he's one of the devs who play. I think one of the players who played the most.
I think he has the most number of hours in the office, possibly in the whole Ubisoft. I'm not even sure. It's got like Neo. You've got like what 800 hours.
Yeah, 800 hours is not enough.
Cool. Okay. So I think now, after we've given an overall overview of the Kraken, there's a lot of things that go behind the team play, the ship builds, right? The synergy. So if we can go to that section and also talk about the Corvette a bit, because when we developed the Corvette, we had the Kraken in mind as well, right? So if you can touch on that a bit.
Right, so the Corvette really is going to be a standout this season. For me personally, it's going to be one of the ships that actually I'm most excited for, and that's because of the role which we designed it to play. So while the frigate was like this massive tank that could dish out a lot of damage, the frigate is actually more of a support role. We actually refer to it as the flag bearer, and I believe that's actually the name of its perk. And this allows the Corvette to actually be very flexible. In terms of just the build and the stats, it's a bit more maneuverable than the frigate. It still has a slow acceleration, but turns a bit better, moves a little bit faster. Yeah. In terms of weapons, it's got still quite a lot of gun ports, 38 in total. You've got 14 on the broadsides, on the starboard and port broadsides. You've got 6 in the front. So similar to a Sambuc, which makes certain things like demi-cannons, culverins more effective. And you've got 4 in the rear. Yep, I didn't do my math right. Wrong, sorry. 4 in the rear. And like all large ships, you still have 2 auxiliary slots. So the unique thing, it does have, and in terms of HP, it's going to have less HP, but it makes up for that in terms of the maneuverability and some of the flexibility it receives. And so the standout thing is, of course, it's going to be its perk. Its flag bearer perk allows it to be the cornerstone of any fleet, either in a damage supporting role or a healing supporting role. What this perk allows it to do is that with any instance of damage on a target, it's actually going to increase the damage received by that target up to 20 times. So doing a full broadside with either the port or starboard combined with the front gun ports is allow you to increase the damage received by a boss, a target, the Kraken, by up to 20%. This is team-wide. Yeah, so it's a really strong buff that the Corvette is able to apply. And if you have multiple Corvettes, this buff stacks up even more. Yeah, you don't have to worry about missing a shot if you've got 2 Corvettes with all these gun ports wailing away at a target. However, that's only the damage side of things. You still have the supporting side of things where each instance of healing that the Corvette does to an ally increases the healing received by the ally by 2.5%. So that's going to actually, similarly, it's going to reach a maximum of 20 stacks, but that's going to be 50% more healing received by your target if you hit them 20 times. Yeah. So this, I feel like for me at least, this is kind of the build I've always wanted to play. I'm a big fan of like the battle medic. Heal my team, support my team, weave around, but still, do a bit of damage here and there, so just so I don't feel like a useless healer. And I feel like the Corvette is kind of like the perfect thing for that. Yeah. There's interesting builds using old season weapons you can bring back. For example, with all these gun ports, the white jades is going to be a good choice, I think, for healing the teammates, especially with this Kraken fight where everyone is going to be receiving damage, so having all that bouncing healing is going to be good. At the same time, I can still put on something like a rocket, a storm visual, which has a lot of hits, to still apply that stacking damage debuff on either the tentacles or the main Kraken body. Yeah, so the Corvette is really built to be flexible. It's really built to support its team, whether the team wants more damage, whether the team wants more healing. And once the Corvette is fully upgraded, its perk actually gives a boost to all non-large ships. So this is a unique thing where we kind of want to incentivize players to put together a team of like a mixture of different ship types and not just bring all the large ships to play. So once the Corvette has been fully upgraded, its upgraded perk is actually going to give a 5% damage buff and 5% increased healing buff to all non-large ships. So this would be the small, medium ships. So bring a mix of Garuda, Brigantine, any of these allies within 500 meters is going to receive this buff.
So
I'm just gonna say, 15 seconds left. Come on, you can do it. It's so close.
I don't think we're able to defeat it.
Someone
Yeah.
hit the ice. I see someone going for it. Ah,
Oh no. Oh no. It's really
Is
hard.
it?
All right. So, guys, as we've mentioned
We
across
did
the
it.
social.
oh, they
really?
did it.
Oh yes.
Well done, well done.
Is it?
For your second time, that's
Did we?
actually
Did we?
amazing.
Did we?
Not sure. I need to like.
Oh, unfortunately, Neo was like that during the last moments, but
Okay.
Enough fast travel.
All right. So, as I was saying that next week, February the 10th is the launch day of the new season, and this is when you will be able to see yourself in the game. So I think it's a week from now, right? So is there any like tips or suggestions you would give our players before the new season starts?
right.
For the Kraken fight.
So the Kraken is going to do a variety of different damage types. We mentioned poison, but so it's going to do flooding with the whirlpools. So whether it's preparing some furniture for that, furniture, armor, preparing a build for that, that's going to be very useful. In terms of weapons and ships, I would say actually there's a lot of different things you can use, you can bring to the fights, but maybe certain standout things would be ships with maneuverability or sustainability, because everyone's going to be taking some damage. So if you're skilled enough, you can still bring something a bit more flimsy, like the Brigantine, and use its maneuverability to avoid the attacks. If you're not so confident about that, maybe bring something a bit more survivable, like a snow. Yeah. And definitely, I would encourage those players who like to play healers to bring some healing and keep the rest of the team topped up. Because, even if you're able to dodge most of the attacks, taking 1 or 2 big hits is going to put you quite far behind. Yeah.
All right. Is there any questions in the chat that we can take? So I think this is the first time that we are doing a stream that's a feature focused. So please keep the questions Kraken related. And Jeremy can pick some of them and answer. So now if you have any questions regarding the Kraken, it's your time. While I'm seeing some questions about the cheese as always, nuggets. What's the story for the Kraken like? I think it's the question is more about the lore. I'm not sure, Jeremy, if you have any insights on this one.
Unfortunately, I'm not too caught up with actually the quest line that we're going to use to introduce the Kraken. So actually, I would say save it for when the Kraken's released. Go pick out the seasonal story quest and experience that part yourself.
Yep. Let's see, is there any other questions in the chat that we can take?
Kraken pet would be nice, but we're worried about it drying out there, sitting on the deck all day. Maybe we
Yeah.
could give you a bucket or something to put it in.
Will the Kraken be available only in the next season?
No, so the Kraken will be a permanent addition to the game. So it's not only going to be around for year 2 season 4.
There is a lot of questions about the Corvette though. Like people are asking, showing the Corvette. The reason is that we just got this built yesterday, right? So it's kind of similar to its live build. So it's not like we can grant ourselves the Corvette unless it's a local build. So we need to grind for it. So I think that is why we won't be able to show it at the moment unless we go to Codex and show some of the perks, but not like the actual gameplay. But what we are having is that at the end of this week, we're planning to release Corvette Deep Dive on our social media, where we'll really plan to cover in depth the Corvette. So stay tuned, keep an eye on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So more information is definitely coming to be able to preview before the season launch.
Definitely look out for that.
Yep. Okay, is there any other questions that are... Okay, someone liked the idea of mini Kraken pet. Let's see if there are any Kraken related questions that are we seeing. Okay, I think before we choose some of the questions, if we talk about the rewards for the Kraken, let's say if the successful defeat of the Kraken, what are the rewards players getting for it?
Right. So I think I briefly mentioned this earlier, where the Kraken's going to be sort of if you're strong enough and efficient enough at taking it down, it's going to be one of the most efficient sources for farming your end game materials. And for right now, the main chase item is going to be this unique ship cosmetic set. Yeah, so that's going to be the Kraken Slayer. You can have your typical ship vanity items like, I believe, the figurehead, nameplate, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and of course the sail hull colors. Yeah, so you can definitely put that on and show off to everyone if you have defeated the Kraken or overcome it multiple times.
I see the question, what's the new max level? I think it's regarding the ship, right? Do you have any info on this? I
believe we're raising it to 17. Yeah.
For the new season, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. For the rewards, I think we can see it once the team beats the Kraken.
I think they're probably gonna have to repeat their feat a few more times.
All the hope on our amazing team today. Okay, let me see if there are any more questions that are about the Kraken. So the Kraken cosmetics, can we get a peek? We'll see today if we will be able to beat the Kraken during the gameplay. We'll be able to get a peek. If not, I think we will reveal it later through our social media as well. But I think there's one tease though. So far as I know, that the ship in the middle of our key art, maybe we can zoom, maybe we can go back to show our background. I'm queuing it for our person. So I think, so far from what I know, the tease was that this ship is kind of tease of the cosmetics set, if I'm not wrong. But I'll double check that information, and I think we can also see who defeat the Kraken today. Cool. I love how I asked the questions to be Kraken related, and the question is, since the Kraken is so big, is there a map expansion? People are smart.
I like how they link the topics together, but no, there won't be a map expansion in this season. The Kraken is coming to our side of the Indian Ocean. We're not venturing into the wilds yet to discover new beasts.
Okay. Jeremy, do you see any questions about the Kraken in the chat?
Ooh, would the Kraken change its armor? So no, it won't be changing its armor after every encounter. It is still going to have fixed armor type, so you can bring a consistent build over to bring it.
I see this question. Will the Kraken or its tentacles be immune to ramming?
Ooh, yes, I believe so. Yeah. I don't believe you can actually ram the Kraken. I definitely wouldn't suggest doing it on the main body. So there's going to be points in the fight where you're going to notice the Kraken is going to summon this poison cloud around itself. It's a bit functionally similar to Le Pest Poison Cloud. It's meant more of a deterrent so that you don't stay just around. And the ink shooters at the sides are actually going to be the ones that are like spraying out this poison cloud from time to time. It's not going to deplete your health bar as quickly as siding up to Le Pest when he's doing his AoE attack. But yeah, definitely not something you want to stay or venture too far in. I would say I think the best strategy in this regard, if you want to come close, is go in close for some sort of like strafing runs. If you really want to use something like a demi cannon, but not somewhere you want to position yourself for too long.
And then there was a question: is it a world tier 2 or 1?
Yes, the Kraken is going to be a world tier 2 only activity, especially since we're setting it up for a minimum of ship rank 6. So definitely for players who are in world tier 1, I don't think they'll be properly kitted out to take it on.
Is that an automatic upgrade to level 17 in season 4? I don't think so, right?
Upgrade. No, yeah. So you will still have to find the right gear for it. Yeah.
Let's see. This is our third time trying to beat the Kraken, right? Is it during the stream? Yes.
So we're at 50-50 success rate so far. Time to increase it to 60-30.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about last round.
Okay, chat. Do you think we'll be able to beat the Kraken during the stream today? What are your bets on us, on the team today? Okay. The question is,
I see. What about the maximum number of players? So for this call to arms activity, the minimum is 3, but the maximum number of players that can join is 12. Yeah. So we aren't playing with a full team at the moment. I think you could see it's actually quite possible to bring the Kraken down with a coordinated team with good builds. We've only have 6 players right now, so there's still room for. I believe we only have 6 players now. There's still room for another 6 players to join. Yeah, the arena is definitely big enough to handle it, and the Kraken has definitely more than enough arms to take on more players should they join.
okay. Let me see. Is there any other questions? How do you spawn it? That was the question.
So similar to the other call to arm activities, you will have a marker on the map, and you won't be able to miss this one. It's a bright, big green swirling marker on the map that you will see. And once you've called to arms, sufficient number of players have been found, you'll be match made to a server where you can take the Kraken on.
I'm trying to swipe a bit up because I think this is where can the Kraken grab you?
So the Kraken won't be grabbing. I saw a few comments about this, about grabbing, tossing. No, the Kraken won't be picking up your ship and tossing it to the winds. However, the mega tentacles and actually the Kraken body are able to affect the water. So I think you can see some of this at different parts of the fight, where when it submerges, there's this large wave. It can send ships airtime. Give ships airtime for a while. So there's going to be some new water physics that we actually developed to allow like our Indian Ocean to handle some of these more erratic behaviors that the Kraken's capable of. Yeah. So if you want to see it, you can sail up close to the Kraken and get it to slap you with its mega tentacles, and you'll be able to see some of the new effects. Although I don't think you will be able to survive too long.
Okay, so when I ask people if they have what's their bet on us, they say it depends on how long the stream is. I think we have about 18 more minutes till the end of the stream, so hope we'll get to see the Kraken defeated. But if not, it's a proof that it's the most challenging threat ever encountered Skull and Bones.
I will say that there is going to be a lot of different strategies you can bring to this fight. You can use something like torpedoes, focus on the tentacles to deal damage that way. Even though the big head has all the weak points, it's not necessarily the only thing you need to focus on. Ink shooters, obviously, for obvious weak point, and of course the eyes once they start glowing. There's also new strategies which you can try that could be really effective, especially considering some of the changes we made to some of our bow weapons. You might want to try them against something with a large hitbox as this. That's all I'm saying.
The Kraken is too chaos.
There is an attack we saw earlier. Hopefully we get to see it again this time in all its glory. So when the Kraken goes into the 5th phase, it's actually it gets really enraged and desperate. It's actually going to come up with all its tentacles and start smacking away at the entire arena. It's quite an obvious phase. I think we saw it once during the first session. Oh, and it's released its toxic cloud now, so Neo's gonna have to get on out of there.
Okay. It's a lot of questions in the chat. I think we might miss some questions as well. But let me scroll down a bit to the newest ones. If there is any question. Kraken is a giant. Oh no. Not successful this time either.
Oh, did we run out of time already? Wasn't even.
No. It's
No,
my
okay.
first day.
Okay.
3
So we
minutes
still
to go.
have 3 minutes to go.
Hey, you made it 7 minutes in without dying this time.
Okay, cool.
Are you using a different build this time, Neo?
I'm using snow, so
Okay.
but the maneuverability is
It's also a problem.
I think there were questions about is Kraken like more vulnerable to certain damage types? That was the question. Another question that I see here is, I think I just missed it though. It was, we've kind of mentioned about the weak points already, right? That is the eyes. Oh wait, I think I lost the question. It's too many questions in the chat. I'm just. Are you able
So
to?
I don't think we built it with one particular weakness in mind. Actually, the way we've tried to design the Kraken is we wanted multiple different weapon types to be equally viable. So I would really encourage our players to experiment with them. Personally, I'm going to be excited to bring in rockets. There's a few parts of the fight where being able to dish out damage while still sailing and not having to be aiming down sights is going to be really, really impactful. I'm going to bring all unison weapons, something like torpedoes. Bombards, not sure. I'll have to see. It depends on how accurate I can be under pressure. But yeah, and I really do want to try the ballista against this thing. Especially with the new piercing effect. Yeah, I think it's going to be very satisfying to see all the damage numbers pop up.
I don't know, chat. Why do you want to cook the Kraken and why do you want to eat the Kraken? I don't understand.
I mean, octopus is delicious. Oh, they did it!
Oh. Oh my god.
Well done.
Well done.
And that was with how much? 2 minutes to spare? A minute to spare?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Congratulations. Yes, we did it.
Thank
Chat.
you for carrying me.
Nice. Well done. Okay, now will we be able to see the cosmetics after defeating the Kraken? Neo, will you be able to show us the cosmetics or?
Oh, from store? Can we?
No. I mean, as a reward for the defeating the Kraken.
Oh,
Not sure, right?
see.
You might get a piece in the chest.
Let's see. Let's see.
Hopefully.
Hopefully we can show it to you. Great job, Lily White, Stonefirebird, T, Mother Flame. Is Haynes still with us though here? I am not sure. Do I see his name?
Stonefill, Lily White.
Oh, he popped out. Oh, I think they're leaving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of server.
Oh, and actually just now you guys might see a preview of a new shanty, of a new Kraken shanty. That's going to be available in the game, which is pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, that is a new shanty. There was a question. And actually, I think it was February the 10th. This is where we are releasing a shanty album this time. So keep an eyes again on our social media to get more information on it. So let's see if we can see the cosmetics. Like, what are the rewards?
Yep.
Let's see if we can give a preview. If not, we will make sure to do it either through Reddit or through some social media posts.
Is this a drop?
Mister, I think this is the
I
one.
don't think that's the one.
No?
Oh, I only have that one chest. That should be the drop.
Ooh.
I think there's a... I got a... Yeah.
Someone is asking vinyl. You mean like a vinyl album for the shanty? That's actually a cool idea. I think we had one though for the release of the Skull and Bones, but I'm not sure what kind of what was it, shanty or just the music in general in there.
I can't remember if we included the shanties. Yeah, I don't actually own this vinyl, but I do remember it being given out.
Okay, cool. Let me see if there are any more questions. I love how someone is saying Asia and Jeremy in caps for us to see. Will the ship upgrades be affected by the Kraken edition? Will they go back down 6 or up to potentially 9?
Would they go back down 6 or up potentially 9?
For the ship upgrades? Do we need more context for this question?
Yeah, I think I'm a bit confused by the phrasing of it. Sorry.
Okay.
But no, I don't believe we are planning any ship upgrade changes. So the introduction of the Kraken's not going to affect level of ship upgrades that you have.
Yeah, so we have, I think, around 10 minutes left till the end of the stream. Wonder if we can have another round of the Kraken fight. But before that, I think we want to say that the main idea for the stream was to show the preview of the Kraken. And once you have your hands on, and later we'll definitely share a lot more details on the Kraken. So I hope you really enjoyed this the first time. Let us know if you really like this kind of new format where we show a feature before it is launched. And if yes, we'll definitely try to do more for the next seasons. So please let us know how you find this stream today. Or if you have any other suggestions for the stream. Frigate skin. Will we have a frigate skin?
Ooh. Not the right person to ask for that question, unfortunately. But I will say we have noticed the the love that our players have for the frigate. So
we'll say, I think, no comment, because this one is we'll have some more information on it. Actually, I think it's this week that's coming. So again, I think it's the third time I'm promoting our social media. So guys, please follow us because all the teases are happening there. Okay, I love it. Do it again. Okay, awesome. I think this is regarding the future deep dive before it's launched. I love it. Really, I want to see, we are at 1K viewers, and actually this is this is really cool. Thank you, 1,000 people who are watching us now. And actually, because usually I know that people are joining to claim the drops, but I think this time people really joined to watch the content for the stream. At least maybe most of it. Will the Kraken scale? Oh, with the Kraken scale with more players, I think it's the difficulty of the Kraken.
So there still will be scaling with multiple players. Yeah, but I think we have adjusted it so that it's not going to scale too exponentially with every single player that's added. Yeah, we understand that an additional player doesn't necessarily mean, like, past a certain point, the value that additional player brings is not necessarily the same as like the first few players, because we start to introduce problems like blocking of shots and things like that. We think it will happen less with the Kraken due to the size of the arena and the number of targets you have. It's a problem that I think we experience quite a lot with the singular elite warships, because once you start to have like 5-6 players, someone's going to run into someone else's torpedoes. There's only one small target. In this case, you have this large target. You can hit the bulbs on its head, you can hit the main body, or you can just shoot at the tentacles closer to you. So I think we experience less of an issue. So yes, the Kraken will scale, but it shouldn't be as egregious as issues we had before, where like, I think, was it for the Moonshine event, where there was sort of like a mathematical limit of, even though you could bring 20 players to fight, actually you only want like 3. Yeah.
I see some questions regarding the drops. Please let us know if it's working. And actually, new season, I think the next stream will have a new set of drops already. I know we say that it's for your chance to claim exclusive drops, and people on Reddit mentioned that it's not as exclusive because you've already able to give them on the past streams. But the thing is that every season the aim is to have new set of drops. So make sure to join our next stream as well. Hopefully by the end of February or beginning of March. We do not have the exact date yet, but I think the idea is to have more streams to have this kind of opportunity to talk with you guys through the chat. Okay.
I saw some comments about the call to arms skipping. So yes, that's a new quality of life addition that we made. So that call to arms skipping will be applied to all call to arms. So that allows you to basically sidestep the issue we had to previously work around by quitting to the main menu to return to your server. Right now you'll be given a time of 5 minutes at the end of the activity to clean up anything, pick up your loot if you dropped it, go back to the den and put on the new cosmetics if you got any, or you can just choose to hold the skip timer and return back to the usual Indian Ocean immediately if you want to. Yeah, so that's something that we're bringing to all of the call to arms features, so that we don't keep players in sort of this like limbo server where the main activity is already done.
Can we get another chance to earn the drops to time zones? This is actually something that we know that there is this feedback that people want different, like either just replay the stream. But this is something we're looking into, finalizing the details. So hopefully in the future we'll be able to do that. But I think the thing is that, like, if we just replay, then there's not really like a live interaction with the chat if we just replay for the sake of the drops. So maybe we can think about doing the streams sometimes in different time zones. So there are multiple options. We're looking into it. So hopefully in the future we'll be able to do that.
Saw a question about the Dao being on the Corvette. I actually don't remember when we said this before. I think we might have been mentioned if it was Devstream. But no, the Dao will not be on the Corvette, so you won't be able to just deploy from your Corvette or your large ship. I think it's an idea we're toying with. Although I would say actually for us we would like to focus more on like more things that maybe we can bring the Dao to be useful for before we start adding it to the large ships. So the idea is cool, being able to deploy to your extra small ship to go into rivers from your large ship. So you stay around the big ship and deploy to the Dao when you want to hunt some wildlife or something, so into one of the more narrow restricted areas. But I think we would want to tackle that more from the giving you more meaningful activities to do with the Dao before we give you the ability to bring the Dao everywhere. I see a lot of comments about cheese. Is this some joke that I'm not?
I think it's some internal joke that was even before I joined the team. So every time people are asking about the cheese and the nuggets. So if anyone can tell us the context, the inside joke context, Jeremy will be really appreciated.
You get Alexi to catch me up if you're a bit lost.
Cool. I see a lot of people are asking about Corvette preview. I think once maybe this fight is done, we'll be able to go to the codex and show you the preview for the Corvette, if Neo is kind enough to do that for us. But I think this is going to be the last round of the fight, right? Because I see the time we are 4 minutes left till the end of the stream. So far, chat, let us know what's your impression, how you find the Kraken. Are you excited till the February 10th when the season launches? I see the chat. Why this is only in 720? I think it's the stream. So the thing is that depending on the region you're watching us from, some regions are not, because we're streaming from Singapore, so it depends. I think if you're watching us in the USA, then it should be 4K. But if you're watching it in Singapore or in certain regions, it's 720. So.
Yep, not too sure if it's the on the receiving end or it's okay. So it might be something related to the servers
in Singapore, I think.
Yeah. For some reason they don't support 4K yet or something like that. Yeah, but it's an issue we're looking into.
Yep. Looking forward to the Corvette and the Kraken. Well, people are watching us from London, Canada. I think the time zone, is it an evening? Should be late evening, right, for you guys? Okay. I really want to know where you guys are watching us from.
So Canada,
I see Canada, London,
Indonesia,
US.
London. 3 a.m. in London. Man, you guys stay up late.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your dedication.
Thank you.
Please get a good rest after this.
I hope it was worth, though. Wow. Texas, Canada, US, Puerto Rico. Oh my God.
Puerto Rico. Wow.
Ruby is in Singapore, of course. Captain GTI. USA. Wow. That's really awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for staying up. 4:57.
South Africa. Oh man, salute to you. Did you sleep and wake up at 4:57, or did you stay awake until 4:57? I'm a bit afraid to ask.
Oh. Okay, I think we're gonna wait till the end of this fight. I don't think we'll be able to defeat because I see the health progress bar is still pretty.
Oh, yeah, are we doing it with less players this time?
Yeah. Less players, and also there's players already.
Oh, okay.
I think they probably died too many.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, Heinz is back.
Hello, Heinz. Okay, guys. I think summarizing this stream, I really want to first give a shout out to the keepers again who joined us for the stream, to the Heinz who popped up. So thanks to them, we were able to show you guys this team fight. Otherwise, it would be a solo fight, and I don't think we would be able to progress to certain phases. So really big thanks to the people who joined us for this gameplay, and also a big shout out to you guys who stayed up to watch the stream, to join us today, to hang out together. And thank you to the devs who worked on it. Big shout out, because I think from the first impressions, people are excited. So hope hope you really, really enjoyed, and please keep the feedback coming. So thank you so much. And Jeremy, do you have anything to say to wrap up this stream?
I just really want to thank everyone again, both the keepers who helped us actually defeat the Kraken on stream. I was worried that it might not actually happen, but they really came true and they managed to beat the beast. And same to everyone who joined us viewing. Didn't expect so many people to be here on my first stream, but thanks for having me. I hope you took away something from the stream, some details, and hope you're hyped to take on this beast yourself.
Yep. And no, I did not forget about the Corvette in the Codex. Neo, do you think we can show them the Corvette in the Codex, just the preview, maybe perks preview?
Sure.
Because I think people are really, really, very, really want that.
Let's
So I did not forget it.
see.
Let's see the ships and then the Corvette. Yep. So I think if we can go through the perks a bit, because we actually did reveal the perks already and some information on it on our social media. I think it was mostly the perks, the flag bearer that you were talking about. But as I mentioned, end of this week, wait for way more information on it, an actual deep dive. And of course, as I say, always please keep your feedback coming. Either it's gameplay or the content we post on social media, because the main important is we are doing it for you, so we need to make sure it guys is resonating with you.
Yep.
Cool.
Flag bearer definitely being the highlight here. It's a bit worthy. Apologies for it. Yeah. But if maybe quickly recap, basically it's able to apply a stacking debuff on the enemy by increasing the damage taken by 1% per stack up to 20. If doing healing on allies, you'll be able to increase the repair received by 2.5% per stack up to 50%. Yeah. All of your allied non-large ships within 500 meters of you gain increased 5% damage and 5% repair amount. And we also increase the health restored by repair weapons by 5% per repair weapons equipped. So actually, be even more boon if you decide to play a medic or a battle medic role. Yep. And the upgraded version of this perk allows you to increase the healing and damage even more. So that's not being shown here, of course, because usually you see that on the ship upgrade screen. But the upgraded flag bearer allows you to add max stacks on an enemy target, increase the weak point damage you receive by 10%. On making max stacks on an ally, it actually allows you to repair severe damage. I believe it was 20% over 20 seconds. Yeah, so if you manage to land 20, say, white jade shots on an ally, you're actually going to have be able to repair their severe damage. So I think, as you've seen, that's going to help a lot in the Kraken fight. Not sure if anyone actually had the fully upgraded Corvette. Probably not. So it might
because
be...
they were able to get it just I think before the fight.
Right. So actually, if you had a fully upgraded Corvette, you might actually been able to survive even more.
All right, chat. I think I hope you guys are happy with the preview of the Corvette, but the idea for the stream was mainly to preview the Kraken, to show you guys the gameplay, to get you guys excited about that. As I said, more information on the Corvette is coming soon. But meanwhile, again, thank you so much everyone for joining. Thank you, Neo, for being with us today as well. Thank you to the keepers. And see you next time. I hope you have a great either evening, night, day. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and bye-bye. See you next time.
Thank you, everyone. See you out there.